Blessings, everyone. I have decided to make another video about the crystals because the last couple, a lot of people have been so encouraging and asking me questions about the different crystals, and I am so very grateful for that because my hope is just to maybe spark an interest for others who would like to work with the crystal energy and just the basics of understanding what crystals are good for, what uses. And so today I'm going to do a little bit about healing crystals. I know my last video I had mentioned about the ruby, and a couple of people have asked me about that. And so I'm just gonna, I have a few here that I could explain a little bit and what I use the energy for personally, and maybe that could encourage you. And so because I was asked about the ruby, I have a couple of beautiful pieces right here. These are raw stones, so I'm just gonna see if I can get this to focus. Right here you could see these are raw rubies, and you could get these most crystal shops or new age shops that sell crystals. This is my largest piece. Again, I really prefer when working with certain things to use the raw stones, and I understand that's not for everybody, but this is what I'm using. And the ruby in the raw state is an excellent energy to work with when we're dealing with something with the blood or the circulatory system. So anytime that I'm working with them, I always do, I ask if it's okay if I use their energy, and I sit a minute and attune to that. And then, just because these are so small, and you can get much larger pieces, I just sit with it in my hand. And I set my intention of what I want to use them for. And in this case, as I suggested, the ruby is very good for our blood health. So if you're somebody who is dealing with maybe anemia, I know that there's some people also that have certain immune disorders, and they are dealing with a lot of transfusions or infusion therapy. If you're someone who is going through chemo or things like that, where you have to put things through your veins and in your circulatory system, the ruby is a beautiful energy to work with, and that helps purify and energize anything intended with the blood. My next stone that I absolutely love, this is a giant raw. I don't know if you could see this. I'm going to try to get it in there. This is a milky quartz, and this is a raw geode. I also have one, if you could see it, hanging around my neck. And I like to use this. This is very good, I have found, when dealing with a health issue of the breath. I know the quartz crystal and the milky crystals, a lot of people, it's an all-around beautiful crystal to use. This is the backside. For every intention, the quartz is just holds the energy. It's a very pure energy. But in regarding to health or healing, I like to use this crystal for anything with the breath, a lot of breath work. And because it's milky white, it just helps hold that intention, that mindfulness of everything being clear and working with the white light. And so, again, I prefer the raw crystals. This one is rather large. It's very beautiful. It just reflects the light beautifully. But I set my intention, and I use my breath work. And that's what I use the milky white crystal for, is anything to do with breathing, asthma, COPD. Some people, if they have environmental allergies or things like that, it's very, very good for that one. My next one that I have that's a quartz, this is just a regular pointed quartz. And I use this one for just clearing and centering the chakras. So a lot of times when you're feeling emotionally out of balance and you don't want to sit with all the chakra stones, or maybe you don't have a lot of time to meditate, just carrying this, the clear quartz kind of energizes everything. So if you have an intention, maybe that day you're suffering from migraines, or you have a stomach ache or something, and you just want to clear the energy, the clear quartz with the point, you can put it in the area. If you're having a migraine, you could just kind of hold the intention and ask it to charge the area where you're having the challenge that day. If it's the stomach, having a stomach ache, ask it to bring more of the positive energy through that area. And because it's clear quartz, it's very high vibrational. It holds whatever intention that we give it. Okay. Now, the next crystal that I love to use, and I think a lot of people who are in, that are Reiki practitioners, or they use the healing tuning forks or the bowls that I use, they always have this crystal around, and this one is called the Golden Healer. This is a form of a quartz. It's very beautiful. This is like, this is raw on the backside and more smooth on the front. Then I have a triangular shaped one that is also raw, but has been smoothed on the front. And the Golden Healer I use when I am setting the intention for actual healing. If I'm working with my sound bowls and I'm giving a sound bath, or I'm sending energy to someone who isn't feeling well, if a friend is not well, and I always ask first, it's okay to send the energy. The Golden Healer stones are very, very beautiful energies to hold the intention for when we are doing overall healing work. Again, just the name in itself speaks a lot with the Golden Healer. And you don't have to have large stones. This is just a preference that I had because I like to put these in a stand. And also because it's easier as well when I'm working with the crystal bowls, that I could set them. They sit well when they sit in the stand. So it doesn't matter. It could be a tiny one. It could be very small, just to fit in your palm. But the Golden Healers are very good for intention energy of healing, whether it's an ailment of lupus or asthma, to a broken leg or a sprain, pulled back muscle things, anything from A to Z. The Golden Healer can hold the energy, especially if you're a Reiki practitioner. I know a lot of my friends, even after, when you yourself have been giving a lot of healing energy to others, and you just want to stabilize that, to hold them in your palm and do your breath work. These are beautiful for that. So Golden Healer is another one. And the last one that I love to use, and this one I would say is more for the healing of if you've had some stress, or if an illness has affected you emotionally and physically, because we all know that anything emotional settles into the body. You know, if you've been under a lot of stress, you wind up with a stomach ache or a migraine or just an overall weakness. Sometimes it just drains you. And so to heal both the emotional and physical, I love the Herkimer diamond. And this is a beautiful, it is slightly polished on one side and then it's raw on the other. But I find the Herkimer diamond really helps with emotional and physical ailments when the emotional body has settled into the physical, and we need to move and clear some of that energy and just settle in a great place. The Herkimer diamond is found in Herkimer, New York, and it is formed a lot in watered areas, the running rivers and such. So that is an energy in its own, to have the water energy in it. And I always, when I'm working with that, I always feel like that feeling of what the running water is feeling like. And it reminds me that when we're cleaning the emotional body and cleaning out anything stagnant where it's settled in the body, whether again it's a stomach ache, a headache, tight muscles in your back from working all day and you're just stressed out, the Herkimer diamond can bring the emotional, physical body into a balance. So I hope that this inspires everybody today to go out and look at some healing stones. Again, as I said before, there are many, many different stones for specific things that we have that we're working with our body when it comes to healing, or emotional things that we're healing. But these are just a couple that I am showing off today that I know a lot of people have asked me about specifically. And I have worked with on numerous occasions, and I have found the energy to be just amazing. So blessings, everyone, and I wish you a beautiful Sunday.